Hi, lovely people. Today I'm going to share with you the one. It is the one energetic foundation that you truly need as a female projector woman, as a projector woman in business, to shift the entire course of your business. It is the one energetic foundation that if we're lacking that, and I see this again and again, we can throw so much strategy onto our business. We can put so much energy into our business. It's not gonna flow. And it's a simple shift. And it's my absolute pleasure to share this with you today, to gift this shift to you. It's gonna take a couple of minutes simply. And once you hear this, once you are conscious about this, you cannot undo it anymore. So I invite you to just be open and know that there's nothing you need to implement afterwards other than to being aware of this and feeling this. So when is this for you? When is this for you? This is for you when you've been in business, you've done a lot of work, you've probably been in burnout, you did all the things, you've tried the strategies, and things just haven't worked that well. Maybe they've worked, but they've just felt so exhausting, leading you to burnout. Maybe it required you just way too much energy where you think you can't go on like this anymore. It can be that you feel you're doing everything and it still feels like you still feel stuck. The business feels off. Something feels disconnected, especially I see this a lot when you're spiritual, you have your personal connection to source, to God, to whatever you want to call it. But then the business doesn't show that at all. Like the business, it's kind of like doing its own thing, and that's not really exciting at the moment. This is for you when you feel like you've been doing everything on your own and you're just tired and frustrated and also disappointed in that because you expected things to feel very different. And this is for you if you've been feeling it, just a simple disconnect from you and your business. And so where this comes from is we as service providers, I'm talking to every projector woman in business who has their own service provider business where you're providing a service. And so the first thing we think is, I am my business. Because I'm providing the service, it means I am the business. Me equals the business. And what this means, if we're thinking this further, if I am the business, it means that obviously I have to carry it all. I have to do it all. I have to make it all work. And this is why you're experiencing the burnout, the exhaustion, feeling disappointed in things, feeling stuck. Because the truth is, you are not your business. You are not your business. And this is the first energetic shift I'm giving to you here. You are not your business. Your business is its own energetic entity. We always say we want a business to carry us. We want a business to hold us, to support us, to nourish us, to nurture us. But just think about it, how you've been acting in your business and how you've been treating your business. It's like you've been doing everything, and when you're looking at the energetics and your business is its own entity, how have you been playing that out? Most of us, before we're aware of this, we're smothering the business. We're just wanting to do everything, control everything, and we're not giving a space for the energetic entity of the business to grow. It's a lot like the dynamic that I see a lot is like that mothering energy when we're and that's a lot of times how it feels to us, like you're having a baby or a little toddler, and it's just so exhausting, and you have to do and carry and, make sure everything's working out all the time. That's why it's feeling so exhausting, especially for us projectors, especially because we're not here to be on all the time. And the business actually, it wants to be here to support us. And how I love to see my business, and this is the shift I'm giving you, is the business is my lover. I'm not a mother to my business. I'm the lover of my business. We're lovers. The business is that strong masculine arms that hold me, that support me, that actually allow me to take a day off, to take a week off, or a month off, or even half a year off, like how I did, because I just needed time for myself. And the business, and I allow the business, and this is the energetic foundation before we put on strategy. I allowed the business to do that for me. I allowed the business and I gave space to my business to grow into this adult, masculine, strong man to hold me. Just speaking in, in visuals here. Because if the business always stays a toddler, it will never be able to take care of us and we'll stay in the same thing of, I have to do everything and it's kind of exhausting. And guess how much a toddler can go and do for you. But this is the big shift that once you hear it, once it's in your consciousness, you can't undo it. And so that's why I said in the beginning, there's not so much for you to do in this moment, but just allowing the shift to enter your system and feel that. How would it feel? How is it if your business would become your lover, if you're allowing your business to take up that space? And I'm going to just do a little side kick here for just looking at your relationship, your romantic relationships. Because this is a pattern, when we're doing it in business and we're mothering and we're smothering and we're just trying to do everything on our own, it can very easily show up in your relationships as well. So maybe you felt that in your relationships. Maybe you've been attracting men where it's actually felt disappointing because it felt like you have to mother them. You have to do all the things. Otherwise, things will not be accomplished. And just noticing, okay, is there, does this pattern play out there as well? Because this is going to also not just help you, create a different relationship with your business, but also with your romantic partner. It's always connected because it's always about you. So the energetic shift, the one energetic foundational shift is to understanding and allowing your business to be its own energetic entity. And this means, of course, we are connected. The business and I are deeply connected. And what the business asks of me is, or what I'm giving the business is clear, clean energy that I'm putting into the business. But then I'm putting in a little bit and then I let the business do a lot more. And when we see big companies and we you have the person that created the company, it's clear for us that the business is not that person anymore. It's like the company is its own energetic thing. But when we're, a service provider and potentially working on our own and we don't have employees or, a big team, we tend to mistake that and we tend to think the business equals us. No. So the business is its own entity. And starting to connect with that, lover energy, like I'm the lover, like this is my lover. I'm allowing him to take care of me. And I'm giving the business the space and the trust to grow into that. Because if now it's a toddler or a baby, or I don't know, maybe you're at the teenage stage, let it grow. And this can go a lot faster than you think. It's not going to take 20 years. Because energetic shifts, there's just the present moment. And what was in the past is not even available right now anymore. It's just a memory. So the moment we focus on this moment and the energetic shift that's happening for us right now, we're already implementing it. And you might be saying now, why as, the energetic shift, but what is it really doing? First of all, I think if you're here, you already know a bit about energy and that it is always the foundation of everything. You can have two people looking from the outside that they're doing exactly the same thing. But if they have a totally different energy and intention behind their action, one might put out something, one might write an email to their newsletter, let's say, from the energy of, oh my God, it hasn't been working. I've been doing everything, but it's not been working. I need to do something. I need to find something. And then you're sitting there and you're writing it and you're like, I hope this works. And you can already feel the denseness of it. And then you're sending that email out like that. And then on the other hand, when I'm feeling like, okay, it's the business and me and we're lovers, I'm having this idea, okay, I want to send this out. And maybe I'm not even quite sure how I'm going to say it, but I know that it's not just me who's doing the heavy lifting. Like, I'm putting my energy, my intention in. I'm writing the email. Maybe it's even got some typos in there, but I'm like in that energy of, ooh, this feels juicy. And then I'm like I'm handing it over to the business, to doing the heavy lifting, to, in a way, energetically distribute it out and make it go further out. Yes, I am sending it, but then I'm handing it over to the business. And I'm not alone on this. You're not alone anymore in your business. If you understand, it's you and the business. And there's a lot more to this, obviously, like we can go a lot deeper into this, but I wanted to share this first big energetic shift. And so when we put out actions with this consciousness behind that, it's just gonna create a completely different reality for you. People feel that. And I invite you to just start experimenting with that and see what happens. And then there's obviously, so this is the first big foundational step. And the next step I quickly want to highlight for you, also to make you a little bit curious, because obviously there's more to this. The first thing is to having your business be your energetic lover, your energetic husband. No, I don't even like husband. I love the lover thing because it just keeps things passionate and fresh, and your energetic strong arms who do the heavy lifting for you. And the next step is to creating that business, and to connecting your business to source. Because yes, the first big step is to having the business as your lover and as its own energetic entity. But then what still happens to a lot of projector women is you're still like sourcing your energy either from the outside, from external, or from within. From within is already a lot better, obviously, because we're not dependent on what other people say about, sourcing from external would be, I need to have like my clients always like cheering me on. I need to have all these wins from the outside that keep me going. Otherwise, I'll feel disconnected, or I just feel like I have no energy. Really important for us projectors. When we're sourcing it from within, this is when our certainty comes in, where we know that, what we give is something that is of much deeper value. And that is already an important step. But there is like the next step is to actually source us and the business from source, from above, because that is an infinite pool of energy available. That is when what we and the business do actually becomes a devotion to source, to God, to the universe. And that will make selling and going out and being visible and marketing and all of that so much different, so much easier, because it's not about you anymore. You're devoting it to something bigger. This is the next step, the next energetic layer. And only after that we'll start with strategy. Because if these energetics aren't there, the strategy has no place to land, really. And that's why, when we don't have these energetic foundations really solid, and we throw a bunch of strategy on top of not much, it's just gonna, crumble, because it doesn't have a place to land. So it has been a pleasure to give you these, to invite you into these shifts. As always, take what feels aligned and leave the rest. That's always super important for me. I work really well with these analogies and pictures, but there's no one right way. This is just the way I see and explain things, and I'm on a mission to just help and support Projector women to have their life and their business sourced from something bigger, to have their life and business devoted to something bigger, to really feeling that joy and that ease and these strong arms, and knowing you're doing this not just for your bank account, not just to being able to pay your rent, but actually because your mission is something bigger. So I invite you to reach out if this feels aligned. If you're curious, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you any takeaways, any celebrations, any further questions, how to build on this. I'm sending you lots of love, and please don't be a stranger and reach out. Bye-bye.